This is Good Morning San Diego.
And it is now my great honor to introduce the President-elect of the United States of America, Joe Biden.
Well, Joe Biden is now being referred to as President-elect Joe Biden. That right there. Now, Vice President-elect Kamala Harris introducing him last night during the address to the nation. We have reaction from here in San Diego and across the world. Good morning, San Diego. I'm Elizabeth Alvarez.
And I'm Allie Wagner. Today is Sunday, November 8th. Yes, it is a little bit gloomy outside. That rain is kind of going to continue. Let's take a live look outside. Here's Julian for you. It looked like we were getting some snow flurries yesterday. Obviously not cold enough to have it stick to the ground for very long, but we'll have Madison along in just a moment with your full weather forecast. Yeah, it looks like a good day to cozy up with your coffee and hang out with us.
That wintry weather has rolled in for sure.
Yes, so we're going to have a number of conversations this morning on Good Morning San Diego, including with Esther Valdez Clayton. She'll be discussing what President-elect Biden, what that'll look like for Latino constituents. So we'll have that conversation with her.
Also coming your way, we'll chat with Brent Woolsey. Brent will be on the show talking about how to invest in a time where many people feel there's so much political uncertainty and what you can expect with a Biden presidency. That's coming your way.
And we'll also be speaking with Brittany Miller. She is with Young Blacks and in Business. We'll be having a conversation with her because she's part of the nominating committee for posters that they're going to be doing. So we'll have that conversation as well. Plus, guess what? We've got a cute little puppy. Yes, Ross is going to be here. We'll tell you how you can adopt a Ross from the Helen Woodward Animal Center. We'll have that conversation as well.
But first up this Sunday, Joe Biden has been named President-elect of the United States.
Biden received the Electoral College votes of Nevada, Arizona, and Pennsylvania on Saturday. Biden is currently at 290 electoral votes, while President Trump has 214. Georgia, Alaska, and North Carolina have yet to be called. The declaration comes days after an election in which mail-in and absentee ballots played a major role. Ballots continue to be counted and will have to be certified December 8th. Shortly after projections were announced, the streets of Hillcrest transformed into a car caravan and dance party.
And this is the type of thing we saw from coast to coast. Supporters flooded the streets, honking horns and cheering with victory. The group pushing a message for peace, many of them. One local woman said she now has hope for the future.
Young and old, and our next future might actually have some more love and hope for each other as humans, all of us.
San Diego wasn't the only place where people were celebrating. This was in Pittsburgh last night when the stoplights turned red. People in the Squirrel Hill neighborhood were seen running into the intersection to have a red light dance party.
And let's take you over to Washington, D.C., where a large crowd gathered there in the streets, right by the White House, in fact, to celebrate the Biden-Harris election victory. Of course, we'll have more on the celebrations throughout the country and in just a moment.
As supporters continued to celebrate President-elect Joe Biden, he addressed the nation before a hometown crowd in Wilmington, Delaware last night. He echoed his campaign theme that he doesn't see red states or blue states, only the United States. During his victory speech, President-elect Biden also asked Republicans to give him a chance.
I pledge to be a president who seeks not to divide, but unify. Who doesn't see red states and blue states, only sees the United States. and work with all my heart, with the confidence of the whole people, to win the confidence of all of you.
Vice President-elect Kamala Harris is using her victory speech in part to inspire young girls. She is the first woman, black person, and first South Asian to hold the title.
While I may be the first woman in this office, I will not be the last. Because every little girl watching tonight sees that this is a country of possibilities. And to the children of our country, regardless of your gender, our country has sent you a clear message. Dream with ambition, lead with conviction, and see yourselves in a way that others may not, simply because they've never seen it before. But know that we will applaud you every step of the way.
On Inauguration Day, Biden will be the oldest president in the United States history at 78 years old.
Many world leaders are congratulating the pair on the victory. The South Korean president tweeted, "Our alliance is strong and the bond between our two countries is rock solid. I very much look forward to working with you for our shared values."
And Japanese Prime Minister is also sending a congratulations, saying, quote, "Warm congratulations. I look forward to working with you to further strengthen the Japan-U.S. alliance and ensure peace, freedom, and prosperity in the Indo-Pacific region and beyond."
Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau tweeted out a congratulations saying, quote, "Our two countries are close friends, partners, and allies. We share a relationship that's unique on the world stage. I'm really looking forward to working together and building on that with you both." Joining me now to discuss what a Biden presidency means for the Latino community is political commentator Esther Valdez-Clayton. Good morning, Esther.
Good morning, Allie.
Welcome back. The Registrar of Voters will be giving updates on election results from now until November 13th. The agency says that it will be giving its updates around 5 p.m. daily. The move comes as some races continue to be too close to call in the area. And as we continue our election coverage, we want to update you on some of the closer races. In California's 50th Congressional District, Darrell Issa is now considered the representative. On Tuesday, Amar Campa-Najjar got the lead early, but Issa managed to pull through and in the end taking over 7% lead. Darrell Issa will now represent parts of San Diego and Riverside counties. And State Assemblymember Todd Gloria is projected to be the next mayor of San Diego. Gloria currently leads over opponent City Council President Pro Tem Barbara Bree by a wide margin. If elected, he would become San Diego's first openly LGBTQ mayor in the city's history. Gloria leads over Bree by 12.4% or nearly 68,000 votes. And the outgoing mayor, Kevin Faulconer, tweeted his support to the projected winner of the race. He said the following, quote, "Congratulations, Mayor-elect Todd Gloria. I served with Todd on the city council. I know what he has and know that he has what it takes. From housing to homelessness to bipartisan climate action, San Diego has become a leader. Todd shares these priorities, and I look forward to helping him get started," end quote. Oceanside is set to make history with its new mayor. Councilwoman Esther Sanchez will be the first woman and the first Latina to serve as the city's mayor. The election of Sanchez as mayor creates a new opening for the council for the 2 years remaining in District 1. That's the council seat that she was in since 2018. The council could appoint someone or hold a special election to fill that seat. We'll keep you posted. Turning our attention now to COVID-19 and the latest numbers here in San Diego County. At last updated, there were 540 new cases. That's 4% of the more than 13,000 tests given. On yesterday, I should say, which are the latest numbers, 1 new death was reported. The case fatality rate in the county currently sits at 1.5%. San Diego County is headed, unfortunately, toward the state's most restrictive tier in the reopening process. That's the purple tier. The county has been in the red tier for months, barely making it within the requirements during some of those weeks. In recent weeks, however, the region has had an adjustment of COVID-19 case rate well above the purple tier guidelines. But a significant effort to increase testing has allowed for some adjustment to be made to bring it back into the red tier. That's where we're at right now. Again, although we are not officially in the purple tier yet, if the numbers stay there for another week, more businesses will be forced to close some operations. Now, a closer look at what is at stake here in terms of what businesses would have to do if we do enter the purple tier goes as follows. Retail stores would only be allowed to open at 25% capacity. Restaurants, churches, and gyms would have to close all indoor operations. And if schools haven't already opened for in-person instruction, they will have to remain with online learning. 2 San Diego strip clubs are reopening after a court ruled in their favor. The county health department will temporarily stop enforcing cease and desist orders to Pacers Showgirls and Cheetah's Gentlemen's Club. The club said they had extensive measures in place to protect guests and employees. According to officials, the lawsuit filed argued that the prohibition of live entertainment did not mention adult clubs. They say comedy shows and restaurants have been allowed to host events, and they fall under that same category. I want to get you an update on what's been happening in our news cycle this morning. Outrage across the country over the death of George Floyd continues after a white police officer pressed his knee into the neck of this man while taking him into custody. We have seen protests. Many of them have turned violent across the country. There's been vandalism in at least more than 24 cities across the country. Fear and frustration have led to peaceful protests in some cities and dangerous acts in others.
Some of the demonstrators have looted stores and set fire to multiple buildings, including the Minneapolis police precinct where the officer at the center of the incident worked. The protest continued beyond the 8 p.m. curfew. Police had to open fire with tear gas, plastic bullets, and concussion grenades, sending the crowd scattering.
You're not getting back at the police officer that tragically killed George Floyd by looting a town. You're not getting back at anybody. If you have a friend or a family member that is out right now, call them, tell them to come home. It is not safe.
That, of course, was the mayor of Minneapolis. Not more than 500 Minnesota National Guardsmen arrived in the city yesterday, and this morning we're learning that the Pentagon could be deploying active duty military police. We'll keep you updated.
Protesters continue to take to the streets around downtown Atlanta. Demonstrations quickly turned violent, with protesters burning a police car and vandalizing buildings at and near CNN's world headquarters. Smoke bombs were thrown at officers. At least one person was taken into custody inside the CNN Center. Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms expressed her outrage.
If you want change in America, go and register to vote. Show up at the polls on June 9th. Do it in November. That is the change we need in this country. You are disgracing our city. You are disgracing the life of George Floyd and every other person who has been killed in this country. We are better than this. We're better than this as a city. We are better than this as a country. Go home. Go home.
Over in Los Angeles, police worked until early this morning to disperse crowds. Hundreds of people were reportedly arrested, and at least 5 officers were injured in the protests that turned violent. The LAPD declared an unlawful assembly following repeated acts of violence and property being damaged. There you see the video again. This just to the north of us in LA.
The former Minneapolis police officer arrested in George Floyd's death is facing murder charges. Derek Chauvin has been charged with third-degree murder and second-degree manslaughter. According to the court records, he kept his knee on Floyd's neck for nearly 9 minutes, even after Floyd became unresponsive. His bond has been set at $500,000.
New data shows South Bay Nursing Facility appearing to be the largest COVID-19 outbreak among nursing homes in the state of California.
Ed Letterman is live in Paradise Hills with the details. Good morning, Ed.
Hey, Ed.
Good morning, guys. Good morning, everybody. And
All right, Ed. Doing everything they can, I'm sure. Thank you.
Meanwhile, coronavirus cases continue to rise in the county.
560 new cases and 9 deaths were reported yesterday. The daily positivity rate is at 6%, and there have been more than 18,400 cases in San Diego County. 415 people have now died. The COVID-19 case fatality rate is also above 2% for the county. It is opening day at the Del Mar racetrack, but as you can expect, there are changes this year.
The track had previously scheduled a July 18th start, but due to the pandemic, it will run now on Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, shorter weekday schedule. This schedule will be a shorter season through September 7th as well. And the racetrack will operate without in-person spectators. Races will still be seen on television, and you can still bet with the Del Mar app.
And the annual opening day hat contest is also still happening, but will be done virtually. If you want to participate, all you have to do is post a photo of yourself to Twitter or Instagram with the hashtag Del Mar Hats Contest and tag at Del Mar Racing in the post. The hat contest winner will be announced Saturday, and the prize is tickets to the 2021 Breeders' Cup at Del Mar. I will be honored to serve as one of the judges this year, so looking forward to seeing everybody's hats.
All right. I'm looking forward to see which one you pick personally.
Yeah.
See if it concurs with the other 3 judges.
We'll see.
All right. And if you want to watch the horses, the races begin on television at 2 p.m. for you.
Casey McKinnon is there live at the track. They're back out practicing. Good morning, Casey.
Hey, Casey.
Valdez Clayton, thank you so much for joining us this morning, giving us a little extra insight.
Thank you.
All right. Just minutes after President-elect Joe Biden's historic win, President Trump's legal team announced it intends to pursue a court battle over the election. The president's personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani, said Trump is not going to concede. Some of Trump's campaign and poll watchers are challenging the validity of late mail-in ballots and the process by which ballots were processed.
These lawsuits will be brought starting on Monday. But the first time it was discovered was here in Pennsylvania just a couple of days ago. The people you see behind me are just a few of about, I'd say, 50 to 60 poll watchers who will all testify that they were uniformly, we'll wait. That they were uniformly deprived of their right to inspect any single part of the mail-in ballots.
So when I go to the poll, it was basically they put us at 20 feet away, and they said no cameras, no phones, you cannot take pictures. I was even harassed by some of the Democratic Party poll watchers, and that is also recorded. And then next thing you know, it was 6 feet away, and they still would not allow us to see anything that was happening.
Pennsylvania's top government officials say there has been no evidence of voter fraud, and poll watchers were given access to watch all ballots be recounted.
The Los Angeles Rams and their fans, you know, waking up Super Bowl champs this morning.
All right. The victory at SoFi Stadium ended a magical year for their new quarterback, Matthew Stafford, right there, number 9. In his first year in L.A., throws a couple touchdown passes, one to, or I think, did they both go to Cooper Kupp? Anyhow, I think they did. He was named Super Bowl MVP, the receiver was, after that 1-yard score, put the Rams up late 23-20. In my book, the real Super Bowl MVP is this guy right here, a one-man wrecking crew, number 99, Aaron Donald. Put pressure on Joe Burrow all day long. Man, they got him mad along the sidelines in a little scuffle, and he was just then took over the game at the line of scrimmage as the Rams are Super Bowl champs.
I wanted this so bad. I dreamed this, man. I dreamed this, and it's like, it's surreal. Look at this. Look at this, man. I feel amazing. It feel amazing, man. It feel great. One last play to be world champs. Give it everything you got. I found the way to get to them. We made a play and we won. That's all that matters. So
proud to be associated with it. We talk about competitive greatness all the time, Mike. Being your best when your best is required. For the offense to be able to find a way, and then Aaron to be able to finish it off. It's poetic, man.
You know, Burrow almost completed that pass on fourth down there. I mean, the game is just decided by inches. The question is Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, or Aaron Donald, and the Rams team. You just won the Super Bowl. What are you going to do next? And you know the answer.
You wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are.
Well, that tradition's been around for as long as I can remember.
Do you think that'll ever end? Like they'll go somewhere like, I'm going to Vegas.
I'm going to.
It's not so family friendly, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's tradition after the big game. The nearest Disney resort hosts a special parade for the Super Bowl MVP. The team is scheduled to head to the Anaheim theme park today, of course. The champs will get honored along Main Street. That's going to happen at 1:30 this afternoon.
So congratulations. The date for the Rams Super Bowl parade is for the real one in the city has yet to be revealed. And Dodgers third baseman Justin Turner wants in. He took to Twitter to ask the very question, saying, "Hey Rams, when is the parade? We are locked out and available." So the Dodgers would like to celebrate with, a little championship town they have going there.
Yeah.
Up there. And,
listen, despite KN95 masks being given out at the Super Bowl, I think we were all hard-pressed to see anyone wearing them, especially celebrities. I mean, they were all being photographed. Of course, LeBron James, Chris Tucker, Jennifer Lopez, Ben Affleck, Charlize Theron, Matt Damon, and more. But those are some of the big names. They were on camera without their face coverings, to the dismay of, a lot of people on social media.
and then there's this, a photo of the mayor, Eric Garcetti. He was seen. I don't even think he's holding his breath there, do you?
I was going to ask, wow.
Despite, while none of them were wearing masks, the mayor is taking flack for a similar slip-up 2 weeks ago. We all know about that. Everyone at SoFi Stadium ages 2 or older. Hey, that's from my Instagram page. Older were required to wear a mask unless they were actively drinking or eating. The statewide mandate is set to expire tomorrow.
Well, I think they should have just ended it early.
Pardon me?
They should have just ended it early, technically speaking, right? If nobody's going to follow it anyway.
Yeah, why not? I mean, pull the plug. But I think to me the stumbling block is, all right, adults are not going to do it. So then why are we making kids who are least susceptible still, now we want to wrap them in N95s, which if you've ever tried to breathe through a prolonged period of time, that's tough to do.
Well, the debate goes on. Yeah. But moving on, Rams wide receiver Van Jefferson got more than just a Super Bowl.
This might be the feel-good story of the Super Bowl. Right after the game, he was seen rushing out of the stadium because his pregnant wife had gone into labor.
Yeah, he made it to the birth of his son just in the nick of time. So Jefferson and his wife already have 2 kids together. They were expecting this third one going into Super Bowl week. They were supposed to deliver on February 17th, but them babies do what they want. So.
And then the second feel-good moment would be this one, Jenny.
Yeah, so Rams safety Taylor Rapp made Sunday's Super Bowl win even sweeter for his girlfriend, Danny Johnson. As you saw, he got down on one knee at SoFi, and he asked her to marry him. The 24-year-old football star and Johnson have been dating since Rapp played high school football over in Washington State. So we wish them the best.
So congratulations there.
Super Bowl Sunday, of course, started with the national anthem by breakout country star Mickey Guyton.
What a unique flyover of planes from a variety of generations. Holy moly, the prop plane could keep up with some of those jets. It's amazing. Guyton made history as the first black woman to earn a Grammy nomination in a country category and the first black solo woman to host the ACM Awards. She's a 4-time Grammy nominee who is known for her hit song, Black Like Me.
That voice, though, wow. And then also Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, he opened the Super Bowl with a WWE-style promo to hype up both teams. He, who had his own football career at the University of Miami and the Canadian Football League, he talked about how much the opportunity meant to him on social media. He explained on Instagram, "Hey, this is a privilege to stand on these hallowed grounds of the Super Bowl." He said it was his biggest dream to play in the NFL and win a Super Bowl. However, it just wasn't his journey, not for him, you know? But now, years later, it's kind of come full circle for him.
It certainly worked out.
Yeah. The halftime show made history as the first performance, by the way, to feature all rap and hip-hop artists.
It's the one and only D.R.E.
Dr. Dre, you little busters.
The show featured performances from Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Mary J. Blige, Kendrick Lamar, Eminem, and surprise guest 50 Cent. The star-studded show was full of iconic 90s and 2000 hits. Artists had social media talking, with many saying it was the best halftime show ever.
I just like the memes, too. People were like, "Hey, NFL, can we get a Tupac hologram?" They're like, "Nah, but the best we can do is hang 50 Cent upside down."
Yeah, that was an interesting entrance. Was that supposed to be what, like some sort of Dracula thing or something?
I don't know if that harkens back to one of his music videos.
I was waiting for the lollipop in the candy shop. And the water runs deep over here.
Okay, the Super Bowl, always not known for just the biggest game of the year, but, you know, the commercials, too. Chevy apparently stole the show. This is Paul's favorite with their iconic Sopranos commercial.
So exciting. Well, all of San Diego, especially downtown, is getting ready for Padres opening day.
Casey McKinnon is live at the Hard Rock Hotel. Casey, we got to get you in brown and mustard, young lady. You look dated.
Well, we're calling this vintage now, I guess.